Good evening once again, and welcome to Darrell Bean Stadium as we get set for tonight's Earlham matchup here in men's lacrosse. The Quakers coming in at 1-6, and the Fighting Muskies of Muskingum coming in at 3-4. I'm Troy Naragowski. Welcome to the Farm Bureau Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show. Quakers trying to come back from a tough loss to Concordia Chicago by a final of 12-1. On the other side of the ledger, and we'll talk more about Muskingum coming up. They took one on the chin against John Carroll in their last matchup, 29-2. The Quakers tonight, though, will be a little bit shorthanded. We'll talk more about that as we go along the evening as well. And also there is a little bit of a discussion on who's going to be in goal tonight, though we kept an eye on Josh Perkins, the freshman out of San Diego. He had been working in the pregame most of the time in goal here this evening as we get set for this matchup between Earlham and Muskingum. Tell you what we'll do when we come back on the pregame show brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance with Kevin Shear. We'll take a look at both these teams. Muskingum again coming in at 3-4, but their last matchup against a very good John Carroll team, it was just one of those nights where they got nothing going offensively, and defensively they gave up a ton of goals, we mentioned, with the 29. And meanwhile, the Quakers trying to get their first win at home. They're 0-2 here at Darrell Bean Stadium. We'll talk about both those aspects of tonight's matchup once we come back right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Some people are born lucky. Other people take luck into their own hands, avoid stepping on sidewalk cracks, and wouldn't dare walk under a ladder. But whether you were born with luck or make your own, when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance today or visit them online at infarmbureau.com to purchase an auto policy. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shear.
Since 1994, Beach Automotive has provided motorists in the Richmond area with the most comprehensive auto repair services that include general services, car and truck care, alignment, brakes, tires, engine, transmission, and more. Their goal is simple: to offer the best services available at affordable prices to get you back on the road in no time. For a high-performance vehicle, trust Beach Automotive. To learn more, give them a call at 765-966-8181. Beach Automotive, 110 East Main Street, Richmond.
We check 'em better. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle is fully inspected and reconditioned by ASE and factory-trained technicians. And each Better Buy vehicle comes with a Carfax vehicle history report, so you know you can buy a vehicle with confidence. We back 'em better with a 3-day satisfaction guarantee. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified comes with a 3-day or 300-mile satisfaction guarantee. If you don't like it within that 3 days or 300 miles, just bring it back and we'll exchange it for a vehicle of equal value. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle comes with a 12-month, 12,000-mile warranty. We price them better. We have dedicated individuals searching the entire country for the highest quality, lowest price vehicles for our inventory. In today's competitive market, we're constantly monitoring vehicle values to ensure that we're offering the best prices possible. We guarantee that every Wetzel Better Buy vehicle is the highest quality used car or truck around. Our reconditioning process guarantees that you are getting a vehicle as close to brand new as possible, and our warranties back that up.
Back once again here at Darrell Bean Stadium, and tonight's game being brought to you in part by Richmond area Subways. Each day of the week you can get a different 6-inch sub with artificial flavors or colors, just $3.50. Every Monday, the sweet onion chicken teriyaki, Tuesday, the oven-roasted chicken, and Wednesday, the turkey breast. Treat yourself at Subway. 4 locations in Richmond and Hagerstown. Subway, eat fresh. Let's go ahead and scout the Fighting Muskies of Muskingum, and we mentioned they're 3-4 coming in. Don't let that loss to John Carroll fool you. That is a very, very good John Carroll team. They lost it by a final of 29-2. But when you look at the overall picture of Muskingum, they're going to come in here ready to play. They're averaging just under 12 goals per game. They're going to put a lot of pressure on this Earlham defense here tonight. So the defenders are going to have to play well. The middies are going to have to make sure that for Earlham tonight that they try to get that ball back into the other side, let the attackers go to work, because you don't want Muskingum in your side in the attack area very long here tonight. They're averaging nearly 40 shots per game, and their shot percentage is at nearly 29%. Their man-up percentage at nearly 32. And you look at the Quakers, their man-up percentage only at 10.7. They'll win the battle of the ground ball tonight if you're not careful. They average, or at least coming in, 273 ground balls, and they only turn it over so far 170. So that's another area where the Quakers will have to play well here tonight. Face-off percentage, that's in favor of Muskingum, 39%. The Quakers at 27.7. Here's another area of the clears. I tell you what, you're going to have to play well tonight. Undoubtedly, the Quakers will have to, 74.5% to 63%. And then, of course, the Quakers giving up 16 goals per game. They can actually score tonight against Muskingum. But the one thing about the goals allowed at 12.3, that's a little misleading because of the 29 goals they gave up against John Carroll. Keep an eye tonight on Josh Fletcher, 17 goals and 12 assists coming in. Tucker Haas at 17 and 10. He is the all-time leading goal scorer at 62 coming in for tonight, at least this season, for Muskingum. Nick Kleinfelter, 7 goals, 6 assists. And then, of course, Ryan Stacy, 12 and 3, the all-time single-season goal scorer is Ryan Stacy. And it looks like it'll be Brandon Farley in goal. He has given up 33 goals this year, an average of 12.58 so far per season, or per game so far this season. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll talk more about the Quakers as we go throughout the first half of this one, the first quarter at least anyway, on the Farm Beer Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show. Earlham at 1-6. They've lost their last 6. Got to get off to a good start tonight. Muskingum, they're 1-1 on the road. They want to come back after that loss to John Carroll once they lost that one by a final of 29-2. This is the Farm Beer Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Wish me luck, wish me luck. We've all said it. Thing is, life doesn't run on luck. For most people, it takes careful planning. A lot more than, say, crossing your fingers or toes. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Because as your life changes, your life insurance coverage should do the same. And when it comes to your coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shear.
Big Boys Pizza is now open in Richmond, located at 1015 East Main Street, next door to the Civic Theater. The menu has great sandwiches, pasta, salads, and of course, pizza. Come dine in, carry out, or have your food delivered day or night, at home or at the office. Other locations are in Connorsville and Brookville. Bring in a sports ticket after any game and receive 10% off your purchase. Ticket must be dated for the same day as your purchase. Dine in, take out, or delivery, Big Boys Pizza. 765-488-0023.
Our community. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we play. At West End Bank, we're not just in the community, we're a part of the community. And that's why we support over 100 programs for local nonprofits and schools, including our financial literacy program that positively impacts countless students throughout the area. You bank locally, so we give back locally, to watch people grow with endless possibilities.
Kate's Cages is the #1 indoor training facility for baseball and softball in Richmond by far. With top flight instructors, you will learn how to play the game the right way. Everything from pitching, hitting, catching, and fielding. Kate's Cages will also have the opportunity to participate in triple play fall ball, the softball academy, individual and team camps, and individual private workouts. Kate's Cages Baseball and Softball Indoor Training Facility, 1366 Rose City Boulevard. Call 993-2353 for more information.
At First Bank Richmond, we provide you with an excellent banking experience. Whether it's personal checking, savings, mortgage loans, consumer loans, retail lending, or trust and investments, you can count on First Bank Richmond. First Bank Richmond has been serving the Richmond area since 1887. For more information, give them a call at 962-2581 or go to their website at firstbankrichmond.com. Well, a decent night here at Darrell Bean Stadium. We haven't seen many of these. It'll be cooler as we go throughout the night, but other than that, no rain, no inclement weather, and no snow and blowing conditions that we've had in previous games so far this season. Joel Dominguez leading the Quakers with 11 goals. He'll have to be big tonight for Earlham as well. And as far as we know, we're going to wait and see. Will it be Josh Perkins in goal for the Quakers here tonight? He got extensive work. In fact, they really worked, speaking of the Quakers, a lot on defense during the pregame warm-up. So that'll be big tonight to see how the Quakers will play early. Got to get off to a good start if they plan on winning this one. Give themselves a chance in the second half. That is such a big key for the Quakers. They've been worn down early in a lot of their matches, and boy, you even go back to the last match, not the Concordia-Chicago game, but when you go back to their matchup against Transylvania, they were just outmatched early. Transylvania, a very, very good team, in fact, the top team in the Heartland Collegiate Lacrosse Conference, and they just pounded the Quakers here 24-1. And in that matchup, Earlham had 35 turnovers, and that'll be another key tonight where the Quakers have got to find a way to hold on to the ball here tonight and not have so many turnovers. The other aspect of this one here tonight will be goals per game. The Quakers managing so far just over 4 goals per contest, and that's not going to get the job done here tonight. They've got to put some goals together here in this evening's matchup. Face-off in the middle. We're ready to go. Spencer Durso out of Cincinnati, just a freshman, will be at the face-off as Muskingum will be in their traveling red, the Quakers in their home whites. Great to have you with us here tonight as we bring you a non-conference matchup between the Quakers and the Fighting Muskies. And as we said, it will be Josh Perkins in goal. Players are a little confused in which way we're supposed to be going, so they'll now change ends. Don't see that happen very often, but everybody's going to maneuver the other way. Quakers will attack right to left now, as it looks like everybody has made the necessary adjustments. If you haven't been with us before for men's lacrosse, again, it's the face-off, men's and women's. The game is so much different, and the rules are so much different. We'll see a more physical game here tonight than you will in the women's contest, as Keith Coleman will be on the face-off there for the Quakers. 15-minute quarters. Again, the men's contest, there is no mercy rule or anything like that, so you play the entire contest. So, face-off, and by the way, live stats as we go on our website, goearlham.com. You can check that out. They'll keep you updated throughout the entire matchup as that ball goes out of bounds, and the Quakers will be on offense for the first time. Tucker Haas, we mentioned Tucker out of Columbus, Ohio, a guy that is on the attack so much for this Muskingum team that the Quakers will have to keep an eye on him. One thing the Quakers will have to do as well, shot clock in their favor. If they can hold on and use that shot clock to their favor as the first shot hit back wide as Cole Burrell unable to get the first goal of the game, the Quakers will have to use that clock as much as they possibly can here in this one tonight. Keep the ball away from the Fighting Muskies throughout the evening. Quakers will have to work back defensively as that ball was turned over, and now Muskingum will go on the counterattack. Luke Swartz out of Middletown, a freshman. A lot of freshmen playing here tonight. As now we'll see the Fighting Muskies work into the attack area to our right. Behind the cage, good look there, Josh Fletcher. He is a very, very talented player for Muskingum. And as you see, the Quakers defend just to our right as Muskingum trying to work that ball back to the inside. Good defense there for the Quakers. Ball loose, ground ball picked up by the Quakers. That is Chima Ndukwu there for the Quakers as he tries to work at that right sideline. It looks like he will go out of bounds. That'll be a turnover by the Quakers. We come up on the 13-minute mark now here in the first half. Let's see here if Muskingum will get their first scoring opportunity here tonight. Nick Kleinfelter in the lineup now for Muskingum. And the shot, that one ricochets high in the air, and it will go back behind the cage, and it will be Muskingum once again on the attack. Quakers doing a good job defensively so far. That's going to be a first goal of the matchup here tonight. I think that may have been number 24 on the goal, Ryan Stacy, the senior midi. And it is 1-0 now in this one early. And we'll put that at 12:52. And again, live stats as we go here throughout this one here tonight. And there is your first goal of the game. And Muskingum leads it 1-0. Back to the faceoff now. The Quakers now will put Kevin Ventura in for the faceoff. And again, that goal at 12:52 here in the opening period. And that's the one thing that the Quakers did not want to happen, as that was give up the early goal. Quakers look to drive the other way, and we've got a whistle. And again, there will be a lot of stoppages of play in the men's game that Quakers will make a change at least right there. As coming out of their lineup will be Ventura after the faceoff. Right now the Quakers will have Logan Rying on defense. Also on defense for the Quakers will be Hogan Medizeraday, along with number 42, Will Fry. 1-0, Quakers on the attack. Good look here at Boutwell. Anthony Boutwell behind the cage now for the Quakers. And the ball comes away. Fight for the loose ball, and eventually it will be Earlham on the attack once again. In goal today for Muskingum, Brandon Farley. We mentioned Farley giving up an average of 12.58 goals per game. Quakers give it up. Here come the Fighting Muskies once again, as they'll work themselves into position. Quakers, you see there, they're going to play man-to-man. Coming out of the lineup for Muskingum, that was Dalton Snowden, a freshman out of Pasadena, Maryland. Quakers able to regain the possession here, and the clock will begin to run once again. 15-minute quarters, 1-0 again. The goal early by Muskingum. Quakers just taking their time as they do not even get close to the center line. And we've got a whistle, and it looks like we may have an offsides or the penalty going against the Quakers. Ball will be turned over. That pass intended on the near side for Hazen Powell, another freshman out of Morgantown, West Virginia. So the Quakers back the other way. Good look at Keith Coleman Jr. out of Suitland, Maryland. They'll get it across the center line and try to work themselves into the attack area. Of course, good defense early already in the defensive area by Muskingum. Quakers work it behind the cage. Can they find an opening here? There's your first shot. That'll go wide to the left. And it will be Muskingum, or was it last touched by the Quakers? It looks like it will be Earlham on the possession. Earlham looking for the shot out front. The left hand by Boutwell is going to be stopped. Good defensive stop there by Farley. And now the Fighting Muskies working that ball back toward the center line. 1-0 as we come up on the 10-minute mark here in the first half. Quakers need to get back defensively, and that shot will go high and wide. And good effort there once again by the Muskies, as that was Hazen Powell there for the Fighting Muskies. And here come the Quakers once again as they regain the possession. Middies again can play the entire field. That ball going high as Joe Enright unable to bring that one down. turnover by the Quakers. Here come the Fighting Muskies once again. Left-hand shot, and it is good. Going low on the shot, Hazen Powell makes this one 2-0.
Goal by number 22, Hazen Powell.
So Powell gets the goal. And we'll officially put that at 10-10 here in the first quarter of play. That's a really nice shot, but of course that came off the turnover as Earlham tried to get that ball at the center line to go on the counterattack, and the ball was too high in a turnover. It was intended for Joe Enright, and so the Quakers' turnover cost them a goal here in the first quarter, and now the Fighting Muskies lead this one 2-0. Back to the face-off in midfield. This time for the Quakers, it'll be Keith Coleman again. See this ground ball eventually picked up. It will be 33 there, Eddie Leon. Now for the Muskies, Quakers trying to take that one away. That's Joel Dominguez going down on the turf. Ball is loose. 50-50 ball now available. And who will pick it up? Ground ball belonging to the Fighting Muskies. Here is Stacy. Stacy with a shot. That'll be ricocheted right in front of Josh Perkins and will go out of bounds. Boy, Perkins did a good job. That one skipping right in front of him at the cage, and a little area just right in front of him. Again, that is a restricted area in men's play. You can reach your stick in there, but you can't bodily go in there as a defender. But that was a great play there by the keeper for the Quakers in Josh Perkins. So now Earlham past the center line in the attack area once again, down 2-0 as we come up on the 9-minute mark here in the first quarter of play. And here's where the Quakers need to be very, very, well, of course, taking care of the ball will be one thing. And there's another turnover, and we'll have a shift once again. Several players in, several players out on both sides. But the Quakers just turned the ball over carelessly once again, and they've got to find a way to hold on to the ball. Cradling and passing the center line as once again the Muskies trying to work themselves into position as they'll have it in the attack area. Quakers trying to check there. That's 42. Will Fry trying to get the check off the stick there of Tucker Haas. The Quakers know they'll have to keep an eye on Haas throughout the entire matchup here today. Fighting Muskies once again work to the right side. Good look there at Nick Kleinfelter. We talked about Kleinfelter, one of the leading scorers, winding up firing, and that one bouncing high. This time it was Ryan Stacy. The shot just went a little bit high as they attacked off the ground, and once again the Muskies work in position and get the goal, but a flag has come in. So the penalty flag has come out, and they're going to say it is a goal. So 3-0. And we'll wait and see who they will officially give the goal to. So the Quakers find themselves in a hole early in this one. Looks like that one may be Stacy again. Is that the, no, 8-16. Yeah, that is going to be Stacy once again. So he picks up his second goal. And back to the faceoff, down 3-0 Quakers. 8:16 remaining here in the opening period of play. And so far everything we said couldn't happen is happening as the Quakers unable to keep the possession as the faceoff will eventually be won by Muskingum. Smith Hickenlooper in out of Cincinnati wearing number 99. They'll have a change as well. Speaking of the Fighting Muskies, and they'll work it behind the cage once again. That is Josh Fletcher. Being very patient here in the attack area. You see the Quakers on the shift. They want to make sure that they play this man-to-man just right, don't give anything open. as you get a good look there at Tucker Haas. Haas started to make his move. The Quakers able to cover up very well defensively. Both teams shouting on instructions. There's a save right into the net off the shot that time of Klingfelter, but waiting for that one was Josh Perkins. Quakers turned it over again in their own area. We have a player down. Going down on the turf there was Ryan Stacy again, who has the couple of goals so far for Muskingum. And the Quakers back defensively again, able to clear it out of their end. That one behind the cage once again. That'll be Fletcher. So far, very clean catching going on by Muskingum. Just that until I say it right there, and then ball came loose from Fletcher. Quakers will get it back after the turnover by Muskingum. Boy, got to clear it out of there, and they do. Quakers, that was Perkins, able to clear it out, and the Quakers trying to work it past the center line. Ball is almost stolen away. That is Chase Proudfit there for Muskingum, and the Quakers do give it back eventually. Into the attack area once again. Quakers trying to check. Ball will be skipped high, and we've got a whistle, and I believe we've got a timeout, and we do. First timeout of the contest at 6:25 remaining here in the opening period of play on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Muskingum on top of this one, 3-0.
Georgia Direct is your one-stop source for floor coverings and decorating ideas for remodeling a home, office, kitchen, or bathroom. Their showroom offers quality products from Mohawk, Shaw, Armstrong, Craft Made, and many more. They proudly offer Richmond the best quality and variety of home design solutions at competitive prices. At Georgia Direct, their goal is to deliver an outstanding customer experience from selection through installation. Georgia Direct Carpets and Cabinets, 5200 National Road East, Richmond. Are you looking for the right place to work out? A place where you have several choices and can have fun at the same time? Well, that place is right here in Richmond, Family Fitness Works. Family Fitness Works has spinning, Zumba, kickboxing, core works, kick fit, body pump, body flow, and much, much more. And don't forget, Family Fitness Works also has Richmond's most extensive free weights and Nautilus in the area. Check out their website at familyfitness.com or stop by at 213 North 3rd Street in Richmond.
For the past 35 years, Van Vliet Insurance has built a reputation of bringing a personal touch. That's because at Van Vliet, it's all about you, your needs, your life, and our town. Along with providing quality coverage to individuals, families, and local businesses, we're proud of our community and the opportunity we have to protect your future within it. Van Vliet Insurance, an Erie Insurance representative. Hometown professionals at work for you.
Back here again at Darrell Bean Stadium following the timeout by Muskingum. See what they'll try to set up offensively as the Quakers down 3-0. Welcome back again as Earlham trying to stay in this one early, but so far that has not been the case, and the Muskingum has really owned this one early. Quakers have not had so far what you would consider a real good attack in this first quarter of play. And you see Muskingum again will work it once again offensively inside the attack area. Ball loose near side, and it will eventually go out of play, and we're going to stay right here. 5:48 remaining. Muskingum. The Quakers try to stay in that man. They don't have a whole lot of choice, but boy, they're almost in a man and working a little zone as well. Ball is loose, and Quakers going for the ground ball. And that'll be a turnover by Muskingum. Here come the Quakers. Now Earlham works into position. Shot will go wide to the left. Heck of an effort there by 42 Will Fry to try to get the shot. He really did a great job kind of cranking up and firing that shot. Quakers will keep it. Good look there at Boutwell. Boutwell makes the change once again, trying to find a way as he dashes behind the cage. And there's another loose ball all the way back to the center line. And that's going to go against the Quakers. Here come the Fighting Muskies once again. So we are down to the final 5:02 here in this opening period. And Quakers had themselves in position. Looked like they might get a goal here in the first quarter as Fry unable to connect. And now Muskingum works into their own attack area behind the cage once again. Quakers will chase on defense. You see everyone manning up, and here's a shot that'll go off the pipe to the left. Great shot that time, but just a little bit off by Kleinfelter. And the ball will carry him all the way back out to midfield. The official goes down as the Fighting Muskies continue to work themselves in the attack area once again. Coming up on the 4-minute mark now in the first quarter. This is still manageable for the Quakers, down 3-0. Muskingum on the near side. That is Kleinfelter once again. Kleinfelter starts to look back. They'll go inside again. This will be Fletcher. As you see once again, that is the keeper, Perkins, holding the stick high, making sure if he can stop a pass over the top of the cage, as this one will go out of bounds, and that'll go off of Muskingum. Quakers will get it back with 3:44 to go. Boy, it'd be big right here if the Quakers can get on the board. Trying to get a little momentum back their way. Again, this game is still very, very within reach, but Quakers have not had many opportunities. There's another loose ball. Ground ball picked up as a check right past the center line. Quakers tried to check hard that time. That was Keith Coleman as he tried to get that ball loose. Little cross-check action once again as Muskingum doing a nice job spreading the field. They'll work it behind the cage once again to Fletcher. And ball comes away. Nice block underneath, and that shot's going to be wide. And let's wait and see. That's going to go against Muskingum. Good job defensively in goal there by Perkins. And here we go with the final 3 minutes remaining of this opening period of play. Well, so far the Quakers hanging in there. So now the Quakers again past the center line. Good look there at Burrell as Burrell working up the middle of the field. Lost it as that one will be a turnover by the Quakers. Picked up on the ground ball. Iarusi there, Drew Iarusi there for Muskingum. And the Quakers another turnover here in the opening period of play. Quakers now with 11 turnovers here in the first quarter. That is not going to get the job done. They got to find a way to hold on to the ball, get themselves in a position to score, and it hasn't happened so far. So we're coming up on 2 minutes remaining here again in the first quarter of play. Ball loose. Who will come up with it? A scramble. Boy, I'll tell you what, a lot of bodies right around the ball, and eventually near the center line, ground ball, a good check there by Earlham's. See what they're going to call here as a player goes down. That was Muddisrutta there for the Quakers. Change now for Muskingum into the lineup, Mason Kessler. Muskies on top 3-0. We have just under 2 minutes remaining. Two of the officials are getting together and discussing what the play was or the penalty was before we continue play. So you see them right there. There they are. They're right at about the 20-yard line. And they're going to reset the play clock back to 80. So that is the discussion on the play clock, so it will be at 80. So Muskingum once again back on the attack as Earlham trying to hold on here in the opening period of play. Again, not too bad at 3-0, but don't want to give up a cheap goal here late. Mason Kessler out front with Kleinfelter. Here's Kessler once again, lost it. Quakers trying to get the steal right here. It's still a loose ball and eventually picked up by Kessler once again as we come now to the near side. And let's see, we got that. Will go against the Quakers. That is in Dukwu there for Earlham. Work behind the cage. There's Fletcher. So far in this one early, it has been the play of Ryan Stacy. Couple of goals here in the first period of play. And Earlham has been on the defensive pretty much most of the night. If it were a game of time of possession, it really does belong to the Fighting Muskies. There's a penalty. Flag goes down. I think it's going to go against the Quakers, number 9. That was Medizraday there for the Quakers. So Medizraday will head to the sidelines as we have just under 1 minute remaining here in the first half. Quakers bring back in Keith Coleman. By the way, Quakers playing without Josh Wilson. Wilson, the sophomore defenseman out of Lawrenceburg, Indiana, is out of tonight's lineup. So the Quakers playing a little short-handed here this evening. Quakers playing more zone right here, perhaps, as see the one player in the middle, that's Boutwell. He's going to try to help out where he can. And right now, the Fighting Muskies can play for the final shot. 31 seconds remaining here and counting in the first half. Ball loose and picked up off the turf by Kessler, and we have a couple of players go down. And we may need a trainer. At least they yelled for the trainer, but quickly back up for the Quakers is Anthony Boutwell, and they really can't afford to lose Boutwell. Medizraday is back in for the Quakers. Boutwell, 5 goals, 4 assists this year for Earlham, so they really need to keep him in the lineup. 23 seconds remaining. Muskies will play for the final. Quakers trying to work on the on-ball defender. That is 77 Coleman. Getting it out of the possession of Kleinfelter. Clock is down to 7 on the attack. Ball, that'll skip high in the air. Good job on the defensive side by Perkins. And will they get one more opportunity? No, I believe that will do it, and it will for the opening period of play. So, though it appears number-wise, everything going in favor of the Fighting Muskies, the Quakers hanging in there at the end of 1 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Muskingum 3, Earlham nothing. Your second quarter is coming up in a moment. This is Earlham Men's Lacrosse right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Hey, this is Steve, and out at Jiffy Lube the other day, a customer came in and said, Steve, this was my 100th oil change on this car, and you've done them all.
Hi, my name is George Farrell, and I've been coming to Jiffy Lube for over 14 years. I recently just had my 100th oil change. I'd like to thank Steve Funkhauser and his staff for the great service that they've provided me over the years. Thank you to all, and I would recommend anyone to come to Jiffy Lube to get their car serviced.
Jiffy Lube, #1 in customer satisfaction for a reason.
Hey, if you're looking for a great place to dine, how about Little Sheba's? Come join them in Richmond at 175 Fort Wayne Avenue and grab one of their gourmet pizzas, a deluxe sandwich, steak or fresh salad, and an ice-cold beer or your favorite wine. Featuring live music every Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday, and more in their smoke-free environment. You can get a 10% discount with a valid student ID. It's better than being home. For more information about Little Sheba's, give them a call at 962-2999.
We're back once again here at Darrell Bean Stadium on the campus of Earlham College. Thanks for being with us here tonight as the Quakers try to snap a 6-game losing streak and certainly get back on the winning side of things as the conference season will continue. We'll talk more about what is coming up very soon. In fact, you're only 3 days away from getting right back into the conference season, and they'll head on the road at Mount St. Joseph on Saturday. And a reminder, that is a 1 o'clock start time. All the sports news and much more on Earlham Athletics on their website, goearlham.com. So now the face-off once again, which the Quakers have not had a whole lot of success so far here in the first half of play. Back in for the face-off for the Quakers will be Kevin Ventura. Looks like that's number 7, Spencer Durso for Muskingum on the face-off as well. So here we go, period number 2. First quarter kind of went pretty quick. Ball will come loose. See if the Quakers can pick this one up. They will not, and it'll be brought up off the turf that time by Eddie Leon. And as we head the other way, goal scored, and that was quick. 14:36 remaining, and it is now 4-0. That happened within, just 24 seconds on the goal by the Fighting Muskies. Earlham now down 5-0. That'll be Josh Fletcher. Hazen Powell will pick up the assist on the goal. And back to the face-off once again. Quakers will not win this one either. Coming away with it will be Chase. Proud fit there for the Fighting Muskies. He'll make the change. He will come off, and back into the lineup for Muskingum will be Kleinfelter, who's gotten some big minutes here in the first half of play. And Muskingum trying to get back in position once again. Quakers will shift behind the cage once again. That is Ndukwu there for the Quakers. Good look here on the near side as get a look at Modirzadeh there for the Quakers checking out front. Back behind the cage once again. Every time a Muskingum player receives the feed, they're able to look inside, but there's a turnover. Quakers trying to go back on transition the other way, and we have a whistle as a player goes down for the Quakers. And as we said earlier, they're already down in numbers. They can't afford to lose anybody at this point. Going down, though, was Kevin Ventura. As the ball loose near the center line, Quakers with the possession. Picked up off the high bounce, and Ndukwu there for the Quakers. And again, unable to keep the ball in possession as each team fighting for the loose ball high in the air, and in the air picked off by Douglas Gorski. Ball comes loose again. Quakers trying to check there. That is Dominguez, who's been quiet here tonight offensively for Earlham. That ball got away from Farley, and that will go back over to the Quakers. So Earlham a chance now here in the attack area. Let's see how they'll work this. Good look at number 18. That is Blake Francis. He might have gotten the start in goal today, but they felt that perhaps Perkins was the better choice. This one winding up with a left hand. Nothing there for Boutwell. And they'll work it back out front to Keith Coleman. Here's Coleman. On-ball defender there for Muskingum. Will we get a shot here? No. It's losing the ball at the last moment was Francis. Francis keeps it as he works inside. The ball came loose. And a lot of checking going on here, and we've got a delay on the foul. We're going to have a flag down. It'll be a delayed call here. Quakers get an opportunity. Boutwell. Ball all the way to midfield. Of course, the two players there cannot go over the line, and there is your delayed call, and it'll go against Muskingum. And we're going to bring it on back. 4-0, and we're down to 11:55 remaining. They're going to go ahead and reset the shot clock back to 80, and the Quakers will have the ball at midfield, right at the center line. We'll try to work it past the restraining line into the attack area. They haven't had many opportunities so far here in the first half of play. Quakers work it behind once again. That is Coleman. Coleman against Proudfit. Ball loose again under the stick, that time of Dominguez. Goes all the way to the far sideline. Dominguez, the big check, and two big checks right there as two players went down. As a physical game put together by the Quakers right there at midfield. Boy, Dominguez got the first shot. And now the Fighting Muskies will work it back in their attack area to the near side. That is Haas. Haas has been a little quiet tonight, as has Josh Fletcher, the two leading scorers. Quakers trying to play on-ball defense. In fact, that's going to be Modeerzadeh there for the Quakers. Quakers again on ball defense once again. Turning and scoring. That is going to be number 2. That is, I think that was number 2. Let me check here real quick and see. That's going to be 24 instead. That's going to be Stacy once again. So Stacy picks up yet another goal. And it is now 5-0. So Stacy. That goal will come at the 10:41 mark here in the second. And by the way, that penalty was holding on Muskingum on the last penalty that we saw, as we'll go back to the face-off once again. But right now it is a Ryan Stacy show put together by Muskingum, especially here in the first half of play. Face off again. And it'll be won by Muskingum easily. In transition. They're going to work themselves quickly, and they score within seconds. Boy, they got down quickly. And that was going to be Fletcher. Josh Fletcher, the sophomore out of Lebanon, able to score the goal, and they were down there within just a couple of seconds, and it's now 6-0. And that's where the Quakers are going to have to do a better job in defending this one here tonight, because they had nobody. Transition was just absolutely bad that time. So now 6-0. And we're just over 10 minutes remaining now here in the first half. Back to the faceoff. This is where the Quakers lost the last one just moments ago. Another faceoff won by Muskingum. Here they come again. Dalton Snowden. That pass a little bit high and out of the reach that time of Hazen Powell, and will go out of bounds on the far side. Here come the Quakers. See if they can get something going here. Quakers work it past the center line. We haven't seen Earlham in this position very much here tonight, so need to get something going. They've only had 2 goals over their last 2 games, so the offense just hasn't been there, and there's another turnover for the Quakers. Earlham now with 14 turnovers here in the first half. Fighting Muskies near side. That's Luke Schwartz. Another player goes down for the Quakers, and they're going to check on the injured player. That for the Quakers, number 3, Anthony Boutwell. Boutwell had gone down earlier. Change here for the Muskies as well. Mason Kessler has checked back in. As we are coming up on the 9-minute mark in the first half of play. So once the Quakers make the change, here we go. Fighting Muskies again. On the attack. That ball high in the air. It is loose once again. There is Fletcher working it back. There's a shot and a goal, this time on the left side. Winding up is Ryan Stacy again.
Goal by number 24, Ryan Stacy.
So Stacy, another goal here tonight for Muskingum, and it is now 7-0. Boy, you look at the numbers in the face-offs, 7-1 Muskingum. Ground balls, 18-6 Muskingum. Turnovers, 15 for the Quakers here in the first half of play. But now Stacy just picked up another goal. And the Quakers, after being down 3-0 in the opening period, find themselves down 7-0, and another face-off. Who's going to win this? Eventually, it'll be picked up, but a whistle is called against the Quakers, so that will stay with Muskingum. 9:05 remaining. So now you're looking at 4 unanswered goals put together by Muskingum here in the second quarter. And once again in the attack area. Good ball control there by Stacy. Ball loose. Zachary Westmeyer in the ball game now in the matchup here tonight for the Muskies, but there is a turnover. Quakers trying to advance it. Ground ball, no. There's a little push from behind, and I'm not sure who they called that. May have been Chima Ndukwu there on the foul. 8:38 remaining here in the first half. Quakers make a change as well as Keith Coleman is out. They'll roll behind the crease once again and work it back to the outside. That one is a ground ball shot, went low. That was number 11 that time, Mason Kessler on the shot. And we've got another timeout. Muskingum will call the timeout here in the second quarter of play. In fact, we are at 8:19 officially on the clock. We'll take a timeout as well on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Muskingum 7, Earlham 0. This is Earlham Men's Lacrosse, Radio Troy Digital Sports.
As an internet service provider, Parallax Systems offers reliable residential high-speed internet service and business service. With a fiber backbone reaching over 150 miles, we have created a multifaceted delivery system. Our dark fiber leasing has proved beneficial to public and private sectors alike. Parallax serves Wayne County and surrounding areas. Parallax Systems, when speed matters, a division of Richmond Power and Light.
At the Reed Orthopedic Center, our physicians and support team devote themselves to helping you return to a healthy and active lifestyle. Our expertise includes shoulder, elbow, foot, ankle, hand, wrist, hip, and knee injuries, as well as pain management and rehabilitation and school athletic training programs and sports medicine. We are committed to providing you with the best possible orthopedic treatment that we can. To request an appointment at the Reed Orthopedic Center, call 765-935-8905.
Well, so far not much to cheer about for the Earlham men's lacrosse team as they trail this one here tonight 7-0 as The second timeout used by the Fighting Muskies. We'll see what they'll set up here. And the Quakers, all the numbers, as you would expect, in favor tonight of Muskingum. 21 shots. The Quakers managing just 4 so far. As we come up on the 8-minute mark, that is Fletcher behind the cage once again. Good man-on-man defense out front by Burrell as the Quakers trying to man up right here. That is number 11, which is Kessler, working to the left side and work behind the cage again. That's Fletcher. Ball is loose, and that one goes out of play. It will stay in possession of the Fighting Muskies on a 7-0 lead here in the second quarter. Very deliberate. 23 on the shot clock now, so still plenty of time for Muskingum to get a shot off here. Quakers stay man-to-man. That ball is going to be wound up, fired, and a good block there. Nice save by Perkins. Ball will stay. In fact, they'll get a fresh shot clock right here as Muskingum will hold on. That one is wound up, shot again from out front. That is going to be Kessler, and a good save once again by Perkins. So the Quakers able to survive those 2 shot attempts, and it will be Earlham back on offense as they'll work it near the center line. Quakers need to get themselves in position, get a goal here in the first half. That ball loose once again, and the ground ball near the sideline. Quakers end up turning it over again. And once the official says they can go ahead and go, here we go. So Earlham, another turnover. Chance to get back on offense, but they turn it over once they get it past and very close to the attack area, and that was it. So once again, Muskingum back on offense. You see the Quakers shifting, and boy, one thing you got to get out there. Here's another nice save by Perkins. Good job. Perkins able to read that one well, got the nice save. Here come the Quakers. Earlham trying to work it quickly into the attack area, and they will. Earlham nothing there. Muskingum able to get their defenders on quickly as they made a line change once again. As you get a look there at Boutwell. Boutwell's been shaken up a couple of times tonight, trying to find the opening. Nothing there again for the Quakers. Here's Burrell. Now Burrell asking Boutwell to work himself back to the inside, and he will. Good man-on-man defense and a good check there by Kessler. Kessler wasn't fooled by the play at all as the Quakers again will get it to Boutwell. There's a flag down. This will be a delayed call. There's another flag. We've seen 2 come down. And now they'll have to sort it out. In live stats as we go here tonight, the penalty being explained to the bench area. But in fact, we had 2 different flags come down. Quakers will have it here on the near side. You see the official who threw. In fact, he threw the first flag. And so there's where Earlham will take over at 5:29, 5:30 remaining here in the first half of play. That is Burrell. Well, you see Muskingum, they do a good job in shifting that defense as not really a man-to-man. They zone it. And the Quakers haven't found an opening really here in the first half, at least a clean opening. That's Coleman. There's a shot, and that's going to go wide to the left as winding up with that left hand was Boutwell. So back over again to the Fighting Muskies as we have now made it under the 5-minute mark here in the first half of play. Ball cleared past the center line, right into the awaiting cross of Gabe Krall. And now the Muskies set it up once again. Quakers behind the cage, and working it once again is Hazen Powell. Powell getting by two Earlham defenders as the Quakers try to stop this offense here in the first half. Still 4.5 minutes to go, ball loose. There for the Quakers. Modierzadeh there for Earlham, able to at least get that ball away, but it will stay with the Fighting Muskies. Near side Kessler. 4 minutes remaining. Nice move, ball lost out of the cross, and that shot's going to go off of the turf. Might have hit in the pipe on the right, but it'll stay with the Fighting Muskies. Worked inside, another save again by Perkins, and then just too many opportunities and another goal scored by the Fighting Muskies. This time it'll be Hazen Powell, and you can't give him that many opportunities. And that's exactly what happened right there to the Quakers. So, after a good effort by the keeper, Josh Perkins, the goalie unable to save it again, and just too many chances. Boy, they had it inside that 9-foot crease, and there's just not a whole lot you can do as a keeper. Goalie, just try to keep yourself in front of it, but there were just too many chances for the Fighting Muskies that time. So now Earlham in a deep hole at 8-0 as we go back to the face-off once again. That's going to go against the Fighting Muskies. They pick up the violation, and so the Quakers on the attack. You can really hear the official that time calling out what that penalty was against the Fighting Muskies. Quakers now in the attack area. Got to get something quickly. Quakers have managed just one goal in fact, each of the last two games. Ball comes loose, turnover. Ground ball picked up there by Thomas McCauley out of Canton. 5'7" junior there for the Fighting Muskies, reaching high there. Modierzadeh for the Quakers able to knock it down with his cross. And here comes Joe Enright. Enright, ball kicked out front. Ball is loose, picked up now by Dominguez. Dominguez to the inside in the crease. Chance now, and another turnover for the Quakers. Well, that one was just inside the 9-foot line, and the Quakers turn it over again. Boy, I tell you what, a lot of turnovers in the first half for the Quakers. Here come the Fighting Muskies as we come up on the 2-minute mark here in the first half of play. Change once again for the Fighting Muskies. They will quickly get into their lineup. Ryan Stacy again, who's had a big first half. They'll try to get another one on the board before we close out the first 30 minutes of play. That is Tucker Haas. He hasn't had to do too much today. It's been all Stacy. Haas, nice dodge to the inside. They'll work it once again inside the crease. Ball is loose. Good defense by the Quakers. Might have been last touched inside. Looked like that might have been Dominguez, who was one of those there for the Quakers. Enright defending. That ball skips and goes high past the keeper as Perkins able to stop that one. Might have just creased his stick for the moment and then bounced away. It'll stay with the Fighting Muskies here in the first half. We're coming up on 1 minute to go. Boy, I tell you, that time the Muskingum took that ball all the way out front. Here's an ISO situation. Shot and the goal. Well, that was worked perfectly. That looks like number 6, which is Tucker Haas. And it is. So Haas will pick up the goal. Boy, he had a ISO situation on that right side, and there wasn't a whole lot the Quakers could do. And Haas is simply able to get a good opening, had a great angle on that right side and able to get the goal once again. So now the Quakers down 9-0 here in the first half of play. Back once again to the face-off. Hickenlooper, that'll be Smith Hickenlooper, a 5'11 freshman out of Cincinnati, on the face-off for Muskingum. There for the Quakers, Kevin Ventura. He's been the one guy who's tried to win that face-off, but hasn't had as much luck, as the ball eventually will be won there by Ryan Stacy again. Stacy able to cradle and work that ball back once again inside, and a behind-the-back shot. And I'll tell you what, you don't get any prettier than that, as Dalton Snowden, behind the back and over the shoulder, scores the 10th goal of this one.
Goal by number 8, Dalton Snowden.
I don't know how he did it, but he just simply brought it behind the back and over the head to his right and able to score the goal. Boy, you don't see that. At least we haven't seen that very often, but that was a beautiful goal by Snowden. So back to the face-off once again, and what was a 3-0 lead by Muskingum in the opening period of play. They've now scored 7 more goals here in the second. Face-off again for the Quakers, Ventura. Hickenlooper there for the Fighting Muskies, and what has been a constant face-off win tonight for Muskingum. They do it again as the Quakers off the turnover. They turn it over themselves. Picked up. Drew Iarusi there for Muskingum. They'll make the change as well. They're going to try to get one more here before the end of the first half. Quakers get a stop here, try to regroup as they'll head into the locker room. Down in this one big, and there's another one. Or did that one bounce away? Was just off the mark by Kleinfelter. And this one is going to come back. That one looked like it might have gone off the cage to the right, but it was a heck of an attempt as the Quakers try to work it back again to the inside, and that is going to do it. We have now made it to halftime. It is all Muskingum here in the first half on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Muskingum on top of this one, 10-0. We'll come back with your halftime report in a moment. This is Earlham Men's Lacrosse right here in Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Best One Tire and Service has been committed to our partners since 1948. With more than 250 locations in 26 states, Best One puts over 1 million tires on the road every year. Superior tires, expert service, competitive prices. Best One Tire and Service, where the best costs less.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark with Best One of Richmond. Because Best One is one of Bridgestone's largest retailers, we offer exclusive Bridgestone savings. Visit us in Richmond to save on Bridgestone tires today.
Today's game brought to you in part by Mancino's Pizza and Grinders. Mancino's is family-friendly, serving fresh grinders, pizza, pasta, and salads every day. They serve great food priced for family budgets. Mancino's Italian bread and pizza dough are made from scratch every day, and the baking process may take a little more time, but the end result of freshness and flavor make the real difference in all of Mancino's award-winning products. Mancino's of Richmond. Give them a call at 966-1166 or go to their website, mancinosofrichmond.com.
Hello, my name is Kyle Schwarzkopf. I'm the manager of Kyle's National Road Auto and business in Richmond since 1979. We employ ASE certified technicians and we have over 80 years of experience. We work on all domestics and most European and Japanese cars. Give us a call at 966-1555. Kyle's National Road Auto Service. My name is Kyle Schwarzkopf and I approve this message.
New Vision Sports is a program that will focus on the training and improvement of the serious-minded athlete. It includes all ages and skill levels. They'll create a customized workout plan to provide an ongoing motivation and support program that'll help you achieve your training goals. There are 3 reasons to train with New Vision Sports: variety, specificity, and accountability. New Vision Sports. Give them a call at 977-5831 or go to their website, newvisionsports.com. That's New Vision Sports with a Z.
I got this.
I got this.
I got this.
At Harrington Hogue, we believe your life belongs to you. That's why we work hard to make sure that your insurance coverage is the last thing you have to worry about. So when it comes to keeping you protected,
We got this.
We're back once again here at Darrell Bean Stadium, and it's been all Muskingum in the first half. Before we get to those first half numbers, want to remind you, if you're visiting the Richmond area anytime soon and looking for a place to stay, how about the Best Western Classic? The Best Western Classic of Richmond, you get the most amenities available, including indoor pool, fitness center, conference space, free buffet breakfast, free Wi-Fi, and, of course, a clean, quiet, comfortable room. Best Western Classic of Richmond, 533 West Eaton Pike. Well, we mentioned the Quakers coming off 2 straight games in which they have not scored more than 1 goal. They're hoping that they can change their fortunes today. Really wasn't too bad after 1 period. It was 3-0, but they gave up some quick goals off of the face-off especially, and Muskingum taking advantage of the Earlham turnovers, now leading at 10-0 here at halftime. Here's how the scoring went. The first goal at the 12:48 mark. It was Ryan Stacy assisted by Mason Kessler, and it was 1-0 Muskingum. The Fighting Muskies came back just over 2 minutes later as Hazen Powell, an unassisted goal, made it 2-0. And then Josh Fletcher got into the act as well at the 8:12 mark in the first quarter, as that made it 3-0 at the end of 1. By the way, that Fletcher goal was also unassisted. A quick goal given up, right? And we mentioned this one happened right off the face-off at the 14:33 mark, as Josh Fletcher picked up his second goal, the assist by Hazen Powell. And then the Fighting Muskies came back about 3.5 minutes later. The goal, the unassisted goal by Ryan Stacy, it was 5-0. It took them just 9 seconds to score their 6th goal. It was Josh Fletcher again, the assist by Dalton Snowden. That came at the 10:30 mark, and that made it 6-0. Ryan Stacy does it again at the 9:11 mark of the second quarter. That was an unassisted goal. That made it 7-0. Hazen Powell at the 3:38 mark, and that was an unassisted goal, made it 8-0. Tucker Haas got his first goal of the night at the 1:19 mark, and that was an unassisted goal, made it 9-0. And then that behind-the-back, over-the-shoulder goal, which was just an absolutely beautiful piece of work, as Dalton Snowden gets the unassisted goal at 58 seconds, and that's where we stand at halftime. Your score is 10-0. The team stats right now: Muskingum 33 shots, Earlham just 4 shots on goal, 23 by Muskingum, only 2 by Earlham. Earlham has 13 saves, Muskingum with 2. In the face-off portion of the statistics, 10 face-offs won by Muskingum, only 2 by Earlham. 25 ground balls by Muskingum, only 10 by the Quakers. In the clears, 8 of 9 for Muskingum, 7 of 14 for the Quakers. Here's another big one. Earlham 21 turnovers, Muskingum 11, and caused turnovers 4 by Muskingum, only 2 by the Quakers. Man up 0 for 1 by Muskingum, 0 for 2 for the Quakers. And in penalties, it was Muskingum 3 of 150 and then 1 of 30 for the Quakers in the first half of play. All right, here we go individually. Josh Fletcher with 3 goals. Ryan Stacy with 3 goals. Hazen Powell has 2. Tucker Haas, Dalton Snowden each with a goal. Assist-wise, Hazen Powell has an assist, and Snowden has an assist. Kessler with an assist as well for the Quakers. Boy, a lot of zeros on the board. No goals, and again, that would lead to no assists, and Anthony Boutwell had 2 shots. Cole Burrell 1 shot. Will Fry had 1 shot as well in the first half. Quakers, Burrell, Francis, and Boutwell each with 3 turnovers in the first half of play. In goal, Josh Perkins. He's given up the 10 goals, 13 saves. His save percentage at .565 in 30 minutes of play. Brandon Farley, 2 saves, and again, his save percentage at 1,000 in the 30 minutes of play so far. Again, live stats. If you choose to do so, follow us in the second half on GoEarlham.com. All right, we will come back, see if the Quakers can regroup and get things going offensively in the second half of play on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers down in this one, 10-0.
For over 30 years, Reynolds Plumbing has been keeping the Richmond-Wayne County area running. Whether on commercial properties, restaurants, or residential, they've done quality plumbing, heating, and air work for thousands of customers. In a small town, a company like theirs cannot stay in business for as long as they have without being very good at what they do. It's not just about quality work, it's about customer service. If that's the kind of experience you want on your next plumbing or HVAC job, then Reynolds Plumbing has you covered. Call Reynolds Plumbing today at 966-0994. For over a century, Richmond Power and Light has been providing safe, reliable energy to the citizens and businesses of Richmond and the surrounding area. Through their dedicated and talented employees, they are advancing their tradition of exceptional service through new technology, training, and efficiency in everything they do. Richmond Power and Light provides reliable, low-cost energy and technology services in a customer-focused, environmentally responsible, safety-conscious manner. Richmond Power and Light. Together we make powerful partners. Summit Computer Systems is a full-service computer manufacturing and support company founded in 1997. They partner with businesses and individuals to provide computer systems, hardware service, support, design services, high-speed wireless internet, network design, and more. Summit Computers, 1427 Chester Boulevard in Richmond. Give them a call at 939-2120. After the unexpected, expect us. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance of Fayette, Rush, Union, Decatur, and Shelby counties. Auto, home, life, renters, farm, crop, and business coverage. Coverage you need in a language you know. We take customer satisfaction seriously and don't take a cookie-cutter approach to your coverage. For more information, call 800-723-3276 or go to their website, in.farmbureau.com.
Well, the Quakers down again 10-0 as we get set for the second half. There will be a change in goal for the Quakers, and they're going to give Blake Francis, the freshman out of Lexington, Kentucky, a chance to, in fact, he was back there a few moments ago. Let's see if they will make that change, and it will be Francis who will now move into the goal area. And so there's the one change. We'll get to his numbers here in just a couple of moments. So Earlham's got a ways to go on this one. They have to chip away as much as they can as we're back to the face-off and set for our next 15 minutes of play. After tonight, we mentioned the Quakers will head to Mount St. Joe on Saturday. They'll play the Lions in the conference matchup. And that will be a 1 o'clock start time. Face-off, he was going to win this. Ball is loose. Boy, good checking on the near side. They went right after Cole Burrell. And the face-off will be won eventually after loose balls there by Muskingum. Now let's see if the change for Blake Francis will help. Francis coming in, giving up 45 goals so far this season. His goals against average is at 20.6, so his numbers don't indicate that he has done as good as they would hope, but they're going to give him a chance here in the second half as Muskingum now into the attack area. Ball loose again. Boy, a great check on the near side. As you like to hear those guys who get really physical. It will stay with Muskingum, and here we go. Good look on the near side to Josh Fletcher. They like to work it behind the cage, and that ball picked up off the turf once again, this time by Blake Francis, and then the Quakers unable to hold on to it. Ball is loose again. Both teams fighting for the loose ball. Going down in the turf on the check is Ryan Stacy. There is a flag down. This will be a delayed call, so chance here for Muskingum. As they'll work it back outside the attack area once again. There's a windup and a shot knocked down. And will Earlham able to come up with it? And they will, but that'll stop the play right there. Modierzadeh able to pick that one up, but the flag was a delayed call, and so changes both ways. We're going to see one player come back in. That's Keith Coleman. Now for the Quakers, wearing number 77. They started to bring, in fact, that was Cole Burrell, started to head toward the sideline. He's coming back. Now we wait for the officials to get this thing rolling once again, and the ball placed off to the left wing area by Tucker Haas. More if the wing is like right there. That's more of a wing area than it was. They were too far out front, but very close. As you see, good ball movement again by Muskingum. Fletcher there as the ball goes out of bounds on the end line, and here we go again. That is Fletcher. They like to work it again behind the cage. Feed to that cutting player, and they'll reset the shot clock once again. So Muskingum will keep it. Nothing lead near side. To get a good look at Powell. And as we start to maybe get this good one going, they stop play again. We'll put it at 12:47 remaining. Powell out of Morgantown, West Virginia. Here we go after the small delay. That's Fletcher. Ball comes loose as Earlham getting the back. They saw their goalkeeper Francis come out of the crease area. Dangerous play there, as now the ball will go out of play. And it'll stay right here. It'll be picked up once again by Fletcher. Muskingum in control just inside. In fact, just to the outside, should say, of the attack area. Ball loose again, and nothing transpires there other than the Quakers trying to pack it inside. Playing more of a zone defense right now, trying to help out the goalie, Blake Francis. Ground ball picked up on the far side by Tucker Haas. They call that area right behind the goal the X area, and that's where you get a good look at Fletcher. Well, I'm not sure who that pass was intended to. And Luke Schwartz, was that Schwartz, number 15? Oh, that was Kleinfelter who was there, but he kind of looked at the passer and said, I don't know where that was supposed to go, but it wasn't him. Here's Boutwell. Boutwell has the Quakers on the left wing once again. That is Dominguez. He's been quiet today. Ball loose all the way to midfield. Another turnover by the Quakers in transition. Here come the Fighting Muskies once again. That's a ground ball attempt and a good effort by Tucker Haas, but scooped up by Blake Francis. Here come the Quakers, back once again to the center line, and now opportunity for the Quakers on offense. Here is Boutwell. Boutwell charging in, ball scooped up, and eventually goes in. But now we got to see who's going to get credit for the goal. It wasn't pretty, but they finally got a goal on the board. We will wait for them to give us the announcement. It was hard for us to see. That ball scooted away first off from the goalkeeper.
Goal by number 3, Tony Boutwell.
So Boutwell picks up the goal for the Quakers, and Earlham gets on the board for the first time at 11:07 remaining in the third. So finally, after the 10 unanswered goals, the Quakers get the goal here in the third. So 3 straight games, they've scored just 1. Let's see if they can get this thing rolling again offensively. It's just been a rough day. There is the face-off Ventura on one side, Durso on the other. Durso checking from behind. Boy, he got a really good check from behind on Ventura, and Ventura's out. So here we go. Quakers back on offense once again. Here's Burrell. Burrell right down the middle. The turn and the shot no good as Perkins is in on offense now for the Quakers. He goes from goal to attack. And now the Fighting Muskies back on offense. Still in goal for Muskingum is Brandon Farley. He's gone the distance so far, the 5'9" freshman. As here come the Fighting Muskies across the center line. Wing on the near side. That is Powell. And we'll go back into that X area right behind. Nothing different here offensively for Muskingum as they go on the left wing once again to Tucker Haas. They're very patient offensively. Working now to the near side. And back out once again just outside the restraining line. That is number 15, which is Kleinfelter out of Dublin, Ohio, a 5'11" junior. Good attack to the middle, ball loose, picked up off the ground, ball again by Powell. And that ball will eventually go out of bounds past the end line, but it'll stay here with the Fighting Muskies. Defense not too bad so far here in the third, as they have not given up a goal yet. There's another errant pass that eventually goes out of bounds, and this time it'll be Quaker ball. So turnover by the Fighting Muskies. Earlham has again looked better defensively in this third. Change on the line there for Muskingum as Gorski is back in. Your goalkeeper Francis coming all the way out as he makes that pass, and another turnover for the Quakers. So unable to keep the possession. High pass brought down by Powell, and Powell dodging back to the inside. You have 2 defenders there for the Quakers. One of those is Keith Coleman. Change again for the Muskies as it'll be Zachary Westmeyer out of Dublin, Ohio, checking in. On the left wing as the Muskies will set it up. Once again, charging inside is Fletcher. And we've got a whistle and stoppage of play once again as the Quakers were set to go on offense. So let's see if the Quakers settle right here and try to work it back, or that go against Earl. Looks like that's going to go against the Quakers. Just under the 9-minute mark in the third, 10-1. The Quakers trail. And here we go as again Muskingum will have it, and that ball is going to be shot wide. They went low with it once again. See if we can pick up who attempted the shot that time. Looked like that may have been number 6, and it was number 6, Tucker Haas. We are now under 8.5 minutes to go in the third. Muskingum once again in possession. Good look in the near side by Kleinfelter. And out front to Fletcher. Fletcher's work behind, and there's a goal. That'll happen at the 8:18 mark. First goal now of the second half by the Fighting Muskies. And we'll wait for the announcement.
Goal number 24, Ryan Stacy.
So Stacy does it again. Ryan Stacy having a heck of a game here tonight as he puts another goal on the board. That'll be, 4 or 5 now by Stacy. So now the Quakers give that goal right back and is back to a 10-goal deficit. And we're back to the face-off once again. 8:18 remaining in the third. What we saw in the first half when the Quakers had given up especially in that second quarter when there were 7 unanswered goals scored by the Fighting Muskies where the Quakers gave up just way too many quick goals. There's a good check there by the Fighting Muskies. Ball is still loose, but Quakers now cannot give up any momentum here the rest of the way. And then they got to find a way to get back on the attack on offense, which just hasn't been very consistent again for the third straight game. As you see, the Muskies will work into their offense behind the cage once again. Good look there at Fletcher. Works it very well in that X area, and the ball worked out front. There is a possible turnover. Ball still loose. It came out for the moment of Stacy's cross, and then now the Quakers get it back. So it will be Quaker ball. Stacy reached up to try to get the pass, was a little bit too high, and his cross unable to reach it. Quaker is now again on the left wing. Good look at Coleman. As we come up on the 7-minute mark, there's Dominguez, the defender, really checking. That is going to be Dylan Gamble. And by the way, they have really kept Dominguez in check. Boy, he got hit twice right there. One time it was Gorski, the other time, as there is another turnover. Gorski got him once, and then he was hit a second time, and the Quakers turn it over. Dominguez, one of the football players here at Earlham when their program was in existence in the last couple of years. Dominguez picking up the sport of lacrosse now. As you see Muskingum on the attack, there is a flag going down. It'll be a delayed call. Muskingum will hold on to it as Kleinfelter there. And now we have a stoppage of play, and there is another flag. So 2 flags are down. That'll come at the 6:24 mark here in the third. And the 2 officials will get together and talk about it. Well, the passing has been really good tonight overall for Muskingum. The Quakers have had their issues, and you can tell that with the amount of turnovers they have had tonight. Quakers now in the turnover department with 26, only 13 turnovers by Muskingum, but 26 turnovers. That's a lot of turnovers, just giving an extra 26 possessions to the opposing team. The officials have everything straightened out, I think, as we've had a long delay right here. Official having, in fact, he had 2 flags to throw, and he got them both in. Right wing, once again, Muskingum. Powell works that right side extremely well, and they brought Fletcher out front. Fletcher don't fall asleep on him. Here's a nice shot winding up, and a good save by Blake Francis off the shot that time by Kleinfelter, but then the Quakers give it right back, and this will be shot wide. Boy, Earlham just not holding on to the ball. It's a matter of just possession. And they gave it right back after getting a nice stop as the Fighting Muskies out front. Kleinfelter out there. There's a turn and a shot and the score. This time looked like 24 Stacy again.
Goal by number 24, Ryan Stacy.
So Stacy does it again, makes it a 12-1 contest here in the third. And boy, I tell you what, Stacy having one heck of a night. Stacy, by the way, the all-time single-season goal scorer for Muskingum. That guy knows how to score. 12 coming in, and now you know why he's as good as he is. Back to the face-off, 5:43 to go, and now the Quakers, after picking up their first goal, now trail it 12-1 here in the third. We'll check Stacy again. That is his fifth goal, 14 shots. Fletcher with the 3 goals himself. There is a whistle again, the official stopping play. Quakers make a change as Ventura coming off once again. Couple of changes both ways. Quakers on the right wing once again. Getting late in this one. Quakers offense will have to get going pretty quick, and it just hasn't been there again here tonight. As you get a look at Coleman. Coleman trying to dodge past the defender Gabe Kroll, who is now checked in. And the ball comes loose, and another turnover by the Quakers as we're just over 5 minutes remaining. And you see the defenders really picking up. They need to get some takeaways, and again, they can only go to midfield, and then you have your middies going all the way, each way. And that certainly continues both teams, and right now you got to have your defenders here get some takeaways and try to get the attack going the other way. And do it quickly, because you're looking at a team now that the Fighting Muskies can use a lot of clock as now they work Fletcher back in that X area. Fletcher cutting back toward the middle and the ball taken away. Good steal. Here's what we talked about. One of your middies right here is Anthony Boutwell. And Boutwell, now I'm going to take that back. That looks like Cole Burrell. And Burrell took it all the way into the attack area. And we've got a whistle that'll stop play. And we may have ourselves a timeout. That is going to be the case. So we have a timeout here in the third. 4:22 remaining in this third quarter. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, Quakers down in this one, 12-1.
Today's game is being brought to you by Tri-County Awards in Richmond. Customized awards and quality engraving services. When you come to Tri-County Awards, you'll get nothing but the best customer service. We take pride in our prompt service and easy availability. Celebrate success with a gorgeous medal, trophy, or plaque from Tri-County Awards. We've been crafting awards since 1972. Choose from a wide variety of designs and styles. We're a locally owned and family-operated business. Tri-County Awards, 1001 Southeast Street in Richmond. Mendenhall's True Value in Richmond is your local source for the things you need at home or your business every day. Everything from hardware, tools, carpet cleaner rentals, window and screen repair, lawn and garden supplies, as well as hunting and fishing licenses. It's all in one place at Mendenhall's True Value Hardware, right around the corner at 125 Southwest 5th Street in Richmond. Give them a call for more information at 962-4842.
We're back here at Darrell Bean Stadium as the Quakers down 12-1, 4:22 remaining in this third quarter. The quick timeout on the board now behind us, and it will be Quakers possession. Earlham on the left wing. They've had very, very few really good offensive possessions. That is Perkins. Again, Perkins started this one in goal and gave up those 10 goals in the first half, so now he's back on the attack as the Quakers get a shot wide, and that will go to the left on that shot attempt. That was Anthony Boutwell there for the Quakers. And it will stay with Earlham here in this third. Boutwell had a pretty good windup and shot there for the Quakers. Here's Boutwell now out front. Good man-to-man defense put together. Everything on ball, and the on-ball defenders playing well so far, really helping out the keeper. Looks like we may have a new keeper as Quentin Lawrence is in, the goalie, out of Baldwinsville, New York. So Quentin Lawrence is now the new goalie. He wears number 36. Ball passed all the way to Thomas McCauley. That is McCauley. And there's a goal as the Quakers give up their 13th goal of the game. This will be Douglas Gorski on the goal, and it's now 13-1. And that was quick again. Very good transition as the Quakers unable to get back on the fast break on defense. And that was a really unsettled. That was a quick change of possession there for the Fighting Muskies. And they got into scoring position as quick. In fact, we've seen that several times here tonight. Tucker Haas will be in the face-off for Muskingum. Looks like that may be Ventura once again for the Quakers, number 11. I think he's been there the entire time other than once when we saw Coleman on the face-off. Boy, you see the two players really battling for it, and once the face-off happens, other players can come in. Only those that are within the distance, that area around the circle at midfield. And eventually the Quakers come away with it. That is Perkins. Coming up on 3 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. It has been all Muskingum. Quakers a tune-up as they go back to work on Saturday on the road as they'll take on Mount St. Joe. They've got, in fact, we won't see them again here till April the 6th when they take on Hanover. So it'll be a while after today. Quakers work at left wing. Boutwell. Boutwell in the X area once again. His teammate there is Perkins. Dodging back to the right side once again will be Boutwell, trying to find the opening there for the Quakers. Here's Enright. Near side to Coleman. Still 32 seconds on the shot clock. Coleman dodging to his left, now takes it on the wing as we come up on the 2-minute mark here in the third. Coleman receives the check, able to stay alive and work it back outside now to Boutwell. Boutwell takes one on the leg right there defensively by Iarusi. And here's Coleman. Boy, he gets checked twice. Good check again off the stick that time by Proudfit. And then to the inside, and the Quakers score. That is Perkins. So Earlham able to get a goal here. Good ball movement, and they work it back to the inside. And Perkins will pick up the goal. It's now 13-2. So Perkins moves from goalie to attack and ends up getting a goal here in the third quarter. That is the first time the Quakers have scored multiple goals. They got beat by Transylvania 24-1. They were beaten by Concordia Chicago 12-1. So those two goals are the most they've had since they lose at Hanover 18-4 back on March the 17th. And that's a Hanover team we'll see here on April the 6th as part of the Heartland Collegiate Lacrosse Conference. Face-off, eventually loose. Picked up by the Fighting Muskies, and with the lead they have, they played a lot of players here in the second half. That's a good look at Dalton Snowden, who, by the way, had the prettiest goal of the night. There's a shot on the way, and there's a goal once again. 24. It's Ryan Stacy again. So Stacy does it yet one more time tonight as he's putting together a solid night. So Stacy decides I'll get number 6. And the Quakers get the goal. They come right back. And speaking of the Fighting Muskies, they answer the call once again. We're back to the face-off. 14-2 here in the third. 1:24 remaining. And again, Ryan Stacy now with 6 goals on the night. Face-off, who will win it? Ventura still in the matchup, but he will come out eventually as the Fighting Muskies come away with it. Ball on the near side. Good look at Powell as he's able to run it down on the right wing. Quakers fall back once again as they're playing more of a zone. We'll work it behind. There is Fletcher once again in that X area, and they'll work it back out front. Keep an eye on that guy right there, Ryan Stacy. Right wing, nothing new here. Fletcher works it back to the left wing. Good look there at Tucker Haas. Haas to the inside, shoots it wide. And now about 40 seconds remaining. Pretty good shot there by Haas. And now we're down under 40 here in the third. Stacy on the right wing. Powell looks behind. There is Fletcher once again. Back to the outside. The maneuver there by Kleinfelter. Good defense for the Quakers. Well, Deer's a day there for Earlham. Boy, he's way out front. We're down to the final 13 seconds to go. Will they get one shot off? Near side to Powell. Powell back to the top. Ball comes loose. Stacy off the ground, and he will not get it going, and that's going to do it for the end of the third. Well, the Quakers got a couple of goals in the third quarter, but Muskingum still on top of this one, 14-2 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Stay right there. The fourth quarter coming up. This is Earlham Men's Lacrosse right here on Radio Troy Digital Sport.
At Earlham College, we all share something special.
We care about each other and the world we're building together.
We meet on the Heart, the center of campus, where we hang out and support each other's endeavors.
You won't find fraternities or sororities here. We value an inclusive community that embraces our individual and cultural differences.
Prepare to get involved. We are community builders, status quo challengers, and advocates for social change.
That's our community. That's Earlham.
Some people are born lucky. Other people take luck into their own hands, avoid stepping on sidewalk cracks, and wouldn't dare walk under a ladder. But whether you're born with luck or make your own, when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance today or visit them online at infarmbureau.com to purchase an auto policy. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
Big Boys Pizza is now open in Richmond, located at 1015 East Main Street, next door to the Civic Theater. The menu has great sandwiches, pasta, salads, and of course, pizza. Come dine in, carry out, or have your food delivered day or night, at home or at the office. Other locations are in Connorsville and Brookville. Bring in a sports ticket after any game and receive 10% off your purchase. Ticket must be dated for the same day as your purchase. Dine in, take out, or delivery, Big Boys Pizza. 765-488-0023.
Well, the Quakers down 14-2 back here at Darrell Bean Stadium, and we'll be back to the face-off. Muskingum will attack right to left. Quakers will now have Keith Coleman in on the face-off here as we begin the final 15 minutes of play. We'll be back here Saturday. The Earlham women's lacrosse team will be in action. We'll have it for you. I believe that's a 2 o'clock start time for Saturday's matchup. And we are underway now here in the fourth. Quakers able to come away with a face-off. Turning is Chima Ndukwu, and he goes down. And he went down pretty hard. We saw him get hurt earlier he started to make the turn, and now the trainer will come out and check him out. I don't know if he has a leg injury, but he went down, and he went down pretty quick, and he went down really hard as well. There you see him right there. Mentioned the Quakers after tonight. I'm going to go and check the standings for you real quick as well. Into the Heartland Collegiate Lacrosse Conference, Transylvania 3-0, Hanover 1-1, Earlham at 1-2. Mount St. Joe has not played a game yet in the conference. They are 0-7 though overall, so the Quakers have a chance to go there and get a win coming up on Saturday. Anderson is 0-2. Transylvania and Hanover are the only two teams so far that have winning records overall. Both teams are 6-3. Earlham 1-6, Mount St. Joe 0-7, and Anderson is at 1-6. The other matchups tonight, Wilmington is at Anderson. Mount St. Joe, they had to travel to Transylvania for a 7 o'clock start time. They're giving the young man in Dukewu a chance to get to his feet. I'm not sure if he got hurt on the cut or not, but it is his right leg that he is favoring. We mentioned already the Quakers without Josh Wilson tonight. He has a shoulder injury, and now they lose in Dukewu there, so hopefully he'll be okay. They're going to need him on Saturday. Earlham already low in numbers. So now the Quakers back on offense. You can see Muskingum now playing a lot of zone here in the fourth quarter, and the Quakers, will they hold on to it? They will. That is Earlham able to keep the possession out front. Rying is there for Earlham out of Lexington, Kentucky. You hear the communication going on right now. That is mostly, again, Muskingum, and they're able to get a turnover. Good defense, again, by the Muskies, and that'll be Eddie Leon there for the Muskies. Good spin by Gorski. Gorski passed the center line. Here they come. Gorski by himself shoots and scores. Boy, Gorski took off at about the center line, and it almost appeared there was no one that was going to stop Gorski from getting the goal. It's now 15-2. That was a heck of a shot. That was a long shot that time again by Gorski. Smith Hickenlooper starts to come out for the face-off, and now they're going to bring in Luke Swartz. Kevin Ventura will face off as well here in the fourth quarter, but boy, what a goal again. That's the second time we have seen Gorski wind up the way he did, and yet another goal here in the fourth quarter. So now the Quakers down 15-2. Boy, you kind of get the feeling that Muskingum taking this out on the Quakers here tonight, just from the standpoint they got beat by John Carroll 29-2. And they want to get back on the winning side of things here tonight. Quakers trying to avoid a 7-game losing streak. Kleinfelter there for the Muskies as they work it back in the X area behind with Fletcher. They can use a lot of clock if they choose to do so. That's Fletcher, turns, fires, and misses high and wide to the right. Fletcher got a good look as he was coming right, creating himself a line inside, and he did a great job getting an opening there. And fortunately for the Quakers, the shot was a little bit high and wide to the left of the goalkeeper in Blake Francis, who again is taken over here in the second half for Earlham. Ball worked back to the outside, turning once again, looking for the opening, and that I'm not sure that was even a shot there by Tucker Haas. Might have been looking back to the middle, near side, as the Quakers will try to pick up the ground ball, and they eventually will. There for the Quakers, Cole Burrell. Mudir-Zadeh back on defense for the Quakers, as now Earlham will set it up to the outside. There he is. Rying there for the Quakers, loses it. Good check and a steal by Dalton Snowden. Here come the Muskies once again. They're going to work themselves off the left wing. Quakers better get back on defense and do it quickly as Fletcher back to the inside. Fletcher turns and scores. See, just not enough guys getting back on defense in time.
By number 5, Josh Fletcher.
And Fletcher, once he saw the crease open the way he did, it was wide open. And in fairness to Blake Francis, he's going to need a little more help right there. We could see it happening. How many times have we seen a near fast break or several fast break opportunities put together by the Muskies? And that was almost too easy, but you got to help out Blake Francis a little bit more. So 11:57 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Back to the face-off once again. Quakers, unless a miracle happens here the rest of the way, they'll find themselves now losing their 7th in a row. They will fall to 1-7 on the season. The face-off won again by the Muskies, and coming out with it, Hickenlooper, wearing number 99, and then they throw it away. They were so excited about winning the face-off the way that they did that Hickenlooper, by the way, comes out. He just kind of lost focus in the turnover. So the Quakers able to get it back once again. As we come up on the 11-minute mark. Here's the area now where you just try to find something that you can build yourself into your next game when you go on the road at Mount St. Joe on Saturday. But here come after another turnover, and that's going to be high, intended for Kleinfelter. It goes a little bit high past his stick and goes out of bounds. So a turnover there by Muskingum. But for the Quakers, they just need to find some positives here now the rest of the way. And that means even if you don't score, you got to try to make sure that you get stops the rest of the way. And also just play good lacrosse. They've turned it over way too much. They have not played well defensively and giving their goalie, this time, speaking of Francis, too many fast break opportunities put together by Muskingum, and they've kind of left he and Josh Perkins in an island all by themselves at times. Ball worked in the X area behind the goal. Back in for the Quakers and right. Quakers is still at 35 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Boutwell. Boutwell goes down, took a hard shot by, looked like that was number 4, Hudgens. Brock Hudgens in the lineup now out of Lexington, Kentucky. And now here go the Quakers. And, boy, look out from behind. I tell you what, Dominguez didn't see the player coming off the bench that time for Muskingum. Here's Enright behind the cage. Good man-on-man defense there played by Eddie Leon. Quakers again in the X. Pass goes high and a turnover by the Quakers. It was intended in the middle for Dominguez, and after the turnover, here we go again. Quakers down 16-2. Muskies a chance once again to get on the board. Nice pass to the inside, right in front of the goalie Perkins, but the ball comes loose, and the Quakers will now take over off another turnover by Muskingum. There's another turnover by Earlham. Goes out of bounds. I want to see who that is that turned it over. It looks like it's a number 4. Is there a 42? Is that Will Fry? Yeah, that's Will Fry who turned it over the first time. So now the Quakers make a couple of changes. In fact, coming out of, it looked like that was 99, which was Eric Quintanilla, who came in, changed to 6 with one of the Earlham players. And Earlham making another change as into the lineup will be Kevin Ventura. And now here we go after both teams make some changes. So let's see how the Muskies will play this one out. 9 minutes remaining, and the Quakers down by 14. That ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay here. Again, the team closest to the ball, the one that keeps the possession, or if it goes off of a Earlham player or vice versa, that's how you'll determine who keeps the ball. Is on the left wing. Here's Kessler. That ball a little bit high as Westmeyer able to bring it down. There defensively, Cole Burrell. Quakers make a change as well. Coming quickly in is Will Fry. Shot clock down to 42, but still Muskingum on top of this one. Kleinfelter. On the right wing, nothing there for the Muskies. They'll work it in the X, and now cut to the middle. Nice turn as they'll turn twice, lose it. That was number 22 as Hazen Powell trying to find the opening. Well, he was dodging back and forth trying to evade the defender. There is Fletcher. Fletcher works behind the cage once again. Earlham, oh, look out. I'll tell you what, there should be a flag right there on Burrell. He took the stick and wrapped it around Fletcher. And I don't think you can do that. So this is a delayed call. It's going to stay here either way if the Quakers come away with it, but so far still loose. Ground ball picked up there by Stacy. So the flag stays in effect here in the fourth as we are now under 7.5 minutes. Chance here for the Muskies to get on the board. And once again, winding, firing, and that ricochets high. That was a shot attempt and a good one by Hazen Powell, but again, the penalty will go against the Quakers, and we can take that flag off there now. What was interesting about that is Cole kind of lifted his stick up over the offensive player and kind of held on to him. The cross, as we would normally call it, but he kind of held it over the top and brought him back in. So either way, it was going to be Muskingum either with a goal or get the ball back. A low shot, and that one might have hit the leg of Coleman, and he took one off the shin. That was a heck of an attempt there by Powell once again. And Coleman went down quickly. He is still hurting. And it's getting a little bit cooler tonight, and no shin guards there for Coleman, and he is limping his way to the sideline. Another potential injury for the Quakers. So Earlham in the X. Under 7 minutes remaining. That is Dominguez, who's been shut out here tonight by the Muskies. Quakers out now to end right. Ball loose. Boy, that ball kicked there. That was Leland Kidder Goshorn, who's now checked in, who tried to use the left leg to kick that ball away. As the official says, all right, we're going to stop play right there, and now we continue. It'll go back to the Quakers. And Almo, boy, that pass way high, intended for Enright. So the Quakers turn it over once again as the Muskies, all kinds of new players checking into their lineups. So I think they've got just about everybody in. If they haven't, it's going to be awful close. 55, Christopher Shakespeare. Boy, you can't beat that name, Shakespeare. There's a shot knocked down. Good job on the save by Blake Francis. We're down to 6 minutes to go. Quakers in transition the other way, out of the reach that time of Enright, deep in the corner. Picked up off the turf that time by Roy Malone III out of Mount Vernon, New York. He is now checked in for the Quakers. So Earlham using just about everybody off their bench as well. Penalty will go against Muskingum, I do believe, but we've got all kinds. You can see players coming in and out both ways, and quickly out is Roy Malone. He didn't stay in very long, as he will head to the sidelines as well. 5:48 to go. Quakers will have it. You see the official right there now whistles the play. Here we go. Give Earlham get another goal on the board here. Think about Mount St. Joe, a team that is struggling as well in the conference matchup again coming up on Saturday. They have put the shot clock back to 80. Quakers out front. They have Cole Burrell there. We'd mentioned Rying is there as well. Here is Boutwell. And the pass out of the reach of Dominguez, and that will go out of play and back over again to Muskingum. Well, Muskies can use a ton of clock right here. Taking his eye off the ball that time, Eddie Leon. He loses it. Can he get it back? He tried to scoop it up with his cross. Ball still loose right in front of the goal area, and eventually the keeper able to come away with it. As Quentin Lawrence, we mentioned, is in goal, and he kind of fired that one out of there, and now we got a flag down. So they're going to say that Burrell was in the crease. So Burrell is out. You could hear the officials say that 12 was in the crease at the time that the keeper, Lawrence, was trying to clear it. And so, again, the Quakers pick up the penalty right there. So 5 minutes remaining, and these final 5 taking a little while here as the Quakers trail at 16-2. Let's see if they'll place it again out front as Westmeyer is there for the Muskies. Coming out of their lineup will be Gorski. Once the officials get a new ball, here we go. So there is also Josh Fletcher. Fletcher's been in attack all night long, really doing a nice job for the Muskies in controlling the tempo of this one here tonight as the Muskies get it back to the inside shot, and a goal once again by Fletcher, cutting right back to the middle. And it's now 17-2.
Josh Fletcher.
So Fletcher gets on the board once again here in the fourth. Stacy now with 6, Fletcher with 4, 2 each by Powell and Gorski. Well, the one thing about Fletcher, he works behind the goal as well as anybody, and Quakers have just kind of lost track of him right there. So back to the face-off. It'll be Hickenlooper there for Muskingum. See if we can get an eye if it's Ventura for the Quakers, and it is. So Ventura's been there, I think, all but 1 or 2 face-offs here tonight. Ball will come loose once again as the Quakers trying to get it into position. Got to get possession of it first, and now The whistle stops. It'll stay with the Quakers. Earlham works it outside to Boutwell. Here is Coleman. Coleman on the right wing. Check from behind there by Snowden. Quakers work it again. That is still Coleman in the X. Now on the left wing, back to Coleman behind the cage, and they'll give it off now to Josh Perkins. We are under 4 minutes remaining. Quakers are down. Oh, boy, I tell you, that's going to be a penalty, no doubt about it. There's a flag that comes down, and that was a pretty easy call on the stick that time. So penalty be called on number 10. That is Leland Kidder Goshorn, a senior. Went a little high on the cross that time, right around the neck of one of the Earlham players. So easy call there, stops the clock as we are at about 3:48 remaining in this one. Quakers again down 3-0 at the end of one. They gave up 7 unanswered goals in the second, and that put them behind the 8 ball in the first half, and they knew they couldn't fall behind the way the offense has struggled so far, at least in the last several games. They needed to keep this thing close. There's a turnover, pass intended for Coleman. And back the other way we go. That is off the stick of Gamble as that goes out of play, and it'll go back over to the Quakers. So a turnover as Muskingum settling, at least attempted to settle that time. Now the Quakers back the other way. They'll give it to Francis. He'll operate from outside his comfort zone as the Quakers now try to work it back the other way near the center line. That is Burrell near side to Coleman. So the Quakers are going to lose this one here tonight. For Muskingum, they'll even their record at 4-4. They play out of the Ohio Athletic Conference. The Quakers will fall to 1-7 and then put their sights on Saturday. That ball under the stick and a turnover. Picked up off the ground that time by Gamble. Here come the Muskies again. Gamble had a one-on-one with the goalkeeper Blake Francis, and Francis gets the save. That's about as good of an ISO situation as you'll get. And another turnover by the Quakers past the center line. As we come up on 2 minutes remaining in this one. Good look, Muskingum once again. That is 43 in the lineup. Thomas McCauley, the 5'7" junior, and they'll score again. 18-2. Looked like that may have been number 1, which is Zachary Westmeyer, the freshman out of Dublin.
Goal by number 25,
Nope.
Dylan Gamble.
They're going to say Gamble, not number 1. It was number 1. It was celebrating toward the sideline, but it is going to be Dylan Gamble, number 25, getting credit for the goal. Again, when we're done here, you can check out all the final statistics on GoEarlham.com. But now we're down to our final 2 minutes. Back to the face-off once again. Boy, keeping an eye on Ventura. I think he thought he had it. There's a late flag right there. We'll see another penalty beyond the Muskies. Here is Boutwell. Boutwell, and the shot. Dominguez will score. Yeah, we just talked about Dominguez a couple of moments ago. He had been quiet here tonight, but he'll pick up the goal. You can wave off that flag now. Would have been a delayed call there, and so Dominguez will pick up the goal. That is his 12th goal of the season. And the Quakers now down 18-3 here in the fourth quarter. Well, that was Earlham's best offensive possession they've had in a while. They were able to clear that quickly from the time they got it at midfield all the way into position, but it was, again, Dominguez with a really good look. Back to the face-off again, and that will go over to the Quakers. See if Earlham can get another one right here. Burrell. Dominguez, nice pass to the inside, turning, firing, and that one is going to be saved. Good save. That's Perkins off the shot, but a good save by Quentin Lawrence. There's another turnover. Dominguez, this time with a takeaway, but then coming from behind to check it and take it away is Eddie Leon. And another turnover. Quakers, this is Malone. Malone gets hit from behind. There are the flags down. That's going to go against 49, which is Gorski, who really nailed Malone on that check. So the Quakers will get it back as we're down to 56 seconds remaining. Reset. I don't know why. Well, they will reset the shot clock right here. Back to 80. And this could be Earlham's final possession of this one here tonight. See if they'll find, well, that was Dominguez as Coleman, and a nice shot to the near side, and this time it'll be Boutwell. Coleman able to get the assist, I believe, on that one, and the Quakers down 18-4.
Goal by number 3, Tony Boutwell.
So Boutwell, the sophomore out of Sandy, Utah, went to Skyline High School. And Sandy able to get the goal, and nice passing again for the Quakers. So Earlham with their 4th goal. That'll match their highest goal total since the Hanover matchup, in which they scored 4 that day. Quakers, most they've had this year is 9. They opened up with that win over Anderson. They ended up scoring 9 goals. Anderson, a startup program. Earlham started up last year. So now this could be the last possession for Muskingum. The result is not in doubt, just a matter how we're going to finish it off. That is Powell as he dodges behind the cage. Now we'll find Stacy. Stacy turns, and I think Stacy's going to run out the clock, and he is. So this one is in the books, as that will do it for tonight's matchup. The Quakers lose it by a final of 18-4. We will come back and wrap it up in a moment. This has been Earlham Men's Lacrosse and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Wish me luck, wish me luck. We've all said it. Thing is, life doesn't run on luck. For most people, it takes careful planning. A lot more than, say, crossing your fingers or toes. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Because as your life changes, your life insurance coverage should do the same. And when it comes to your coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
At First Bank Richmond, we provide you with an excellent banking experience. Whether it's personal checking, savings, mortgage loans, consumer loans, retail lending, or trust and investments, you can count on First Bank Richmond. First Bank Richmond has been serving the Richmond area since 1887. For more information, give them a call at 962-2581 or go to their website at firstbankrichmond.com.
Well, the Quakers again playing much better, especially in the fourth quarter, but not enough as they fell behind early in this one. 10-0 at halftime, and then even if they got a goal back in the third, unable to sustain things offensively, but still finished out strong as the Quakers lose it tonight 18-4. As we had mentioned, the Quakers now will get back into conference play as they will travel to Mount St. Joe coming up on Saturday. That, again, is a 1 o'clock start time. We will not be back here until April the 6th as the Quakers have 3 more home contests, April 6th, 13th, and 27th. And realistically, when you look at it, 2 of those 3 games are very, very winnable. Mount St. Joe and Anderson at the end of April, but they'll have to take care of business coming up on Saturday at Mount St. Joe. And a reminder, that, again, is a 1 o'clock start time. Your final score here tonight, Muskingum 18, Earlham 4. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you next time right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.